Happy Sunday. Welcome all my fellow gig economy workers. Did you guys see a countdown then or not? I can't really tell. I hope you guys are doing well. Sunday. We have a special guest that's going to be on in about 30 minutes. We're going to be talking about some delivery apps, catering apps, deliver that more specifically. I'm going to show you guys, before that, I'm going to show you guys some things that might be useful for you, resourceful for you, because I've been getting some questions based on the videos I've done in the last 2 weeks, right? I've been driving for Deliver That for 2 weeks now. Going into my third week tomorrow. I have one pre-scheduled order already. So that's a good way to start. But a lot of you guys have been asking me or telling me your experience with that particular app, what you're seeing, what you're not seeing, and then how did I get on it? I'm going to show you guys some things, not just with that, but I'm going to show you guys some resources and things to do, because what's tonight's stream? What's the name of the stream? What's the name of the stream? Hold on. What did I name this? DoorDash earning. What did I name this bad boy? DoorDash earnings are down. Now what? Question mark. A conversation with UDM delivers. Now, DoorDash earnings are down for a lot of you guys, based on what you guys tell me. And for some, it's not. But for enough, they're just down. You're not seeing the opportunities. You got these programs that are just all over the place. The most comments and things that I'm seeing in my comment section when I talk about DoorDash is, Pedro, or if I get an email, Pedro, I got the tier program. Or Pedro, now I got to do this acceptance rate thing changed. Or, I'm not seeing large orders anymore. So the earnings for a lot of you guys are down, right? And I think a lot of you guys can still make money doing a gig economy, but maybe you're using other apps. You're doing more DoorDash, less DoorDash. You're working more, possibly. Some of you guys have gone back to a W-2. So today we're going to just have a conversation with UDM. We're going to talk about how he's been talking about this. I mean, this was this is probably a year and a half ago, maybe even closer to 2 years. About a year and a half ago, he was talking about this particular app in catering kind of being the future. So we're going to have a really good conversation with him. Can't wait for that. So hit the thumbs up for our special guest. Let me say hi to the chat before we get into what I'm going to show you guys momentarily. And let's see, Cray, what up? Cassandra, Johan Lopez, Ceci, what up? Queen, Pedro Deliver That, Santiago says Cray. Telepathic Kevin, Fatwa, Jennifer, Cassandra, Jen, Desmond, Lee, Kevin, Juan, Yvonne, what's up? Mr. Bryce, Josh, Papi Chulo, Hector, what's up? Big game for the Knicks today. B. Bilal, 5 people were gifted memberships by me earlier. I just turned that on. I didn't even know that was a thing. Lucy, Miss Chris Clark, Princess and Sarah, Jay Stokes, and PPP all got memberships. So welcome. All right. So before we get too far ahead, Hoodie, Nicole, what's up, Nicole? Christopher, what's up, brother? Julie, how you guys doing? All right. Let me pull up. I'm going to share a screen with you guys real quick. Okay. And what I'm going to show you is not going to blow your mind. But I want us to think about tonight. If you're struggling with DoorDash, the gig economy overall, maybe it's Uber. Maybe DoorDash is good for you, but the UberEats ain't hitting, or your Instacart market's just different. Because Instacart has tiers as well, right? DoorDash has tiers maybe in your market, and you're just not, it's not working for you. You're sitting in your car, you don't like all this, the games, you don't like whatever. DoorDash is still pretty solid in St. Louis. So I'm not worried necessarily, but I know a lot of you guys are. This is a live for you. Informative, resourceful, and we'll do a little bit of entertaining. Me and UDM like to talk, so we'll both run our miles. We'll have a good conversation. Hopefully, you guys get something from it. Okay. Let's see. DoorDash isn't dead. Yeah, I don't think it's dead, but some people do. So this is a live stream for them. All right. So what up, Yost? What's up, brother? Let me put Yost up on the screen. What's up? Cray on the screen. What up? Pit Star says DoorDash isn't dead. Yeah, I mean, it's not dead, but I think earnings for some are definitely down. So the volume might still be there. I don't know. Before we do that, let me look at my poll. What up, Marty? Let me pull my poll up for you guys. I put a poll up about maybe 6 hours ago, 6 or 7 hours. Let's look at the results of that real quick. Tonight's going to be a real low-key, good live. Last night was crazy, but not in a bad way. Tonight, we ain't going to have none of that today. Today, we're going to be chill, okay? So let me go ahead and pull up this poll. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys real quick. Let's see. Let's look at the results of this. I haven't looked at it yet today. Let me go to my community tab. Just give me a second here, guys. Okay. Let me pull this up for y'all real quick. While I'm doing that, represent your city in the chat. If you don't mind, put the city you're repping in the chat so I know where you're from, and I'll give you a shout out. Okay, I'll shout out your city. Let me share a screen. Okay. So put this up on the big board. Boom, boom. Actually, let me just do I don't even want myself on there. Let me take myself off. There we go. That's what we're looking for. What is the biggest threat to your earnings? Okay. I like doing these polls. This is over 1,000 votes in 5 hours. So that tells me when I do a poll like that, and there's that much engagement in a short amount of time, that tells me this is what you guys are thinking about. What is the biggest threat to your earnings? Oversaturation, 67%. Order volume, 7. Decrease in customer tips, 19. Gig app programs, 7. Now the gig app programs, meaning tier program, acceptance rate, this, that, whatever, diamond, that being only 7% kind of surprises me. I expected that to be maybe not number one. I expected the oversaturation to be first, but yeah, a little surprised by that. What do y'all think? What'd you vote on? I mean, yeah, I think a lot of you guys don't like the programs, but oversaturation. So that you're telling me there's just too many drivers out there and you're not seeing enough orders. That's basically what that's telling me, right? So interesting findings there. Tampa, Florida. Let me say what's up to you guys. I asked you guys to put I got New Jersey, Topeka, Kansas, Jacksonville, Florida, Albuquerque. We've got Lexington, Kentucky, Florida, part St. Lucie, Island Empire, Cali, Chicago in the house. Pedro, why do content creators make weird faces on the video thumbnail? Because we all make weird faces. Good question. Brass Dasher, what up, bro? Lincoln, Nebraska, aka Tornado Alley. Oh wow. Hope you're okay over there. Is that what you guys call your city? Phoenix, Arizona, Loveland, Colorado, Portage, Indiana, California, IA, Miami, Florida. I see Texas. I see what else we got. Let me see. I like to see where we're at here. Tampa, Florida. A lot of Floridas. A few Floridas. What up, Will? How you doing, brother? I was in Jacksonville earlier. Okay, so that's Florida. Too many drivers. Yeah. That's oversaturation is the number one in that poll. I mean, so 1.1K votes in 5 hours. 67% of that is, if it was 1,000, that'd be 670. So we'll go ahead and call it 600 and basically almost 700 people voted that, or no, 700 people voted that's the issue. Qualia, hello, how are you, dear? How are you? Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, let's see. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Dallas, Texas, Ohio. All right. I'm just trying to see as many. I see Dallas, Detroit, Michigan. All right, Boise, Buffalo. A lot of East Coast. Nebraska, Houston. Okay, we got hit Friday. A couple of twisters. Yeah, I saw on the news. I didn't remember where it was at, but hope you guys are doing okay out there. I see Texas, South Carolina, Tijuana, Mexico. This is 2020. Baltimore, Charm City. I see Toledo again. All right, Indianapolis, a couple of Indianapolises, Fresno, Columbus, Georgia. Okay. See Northern California. All right, cool. So you guys are representing yourself well. My man Juan out in Cali. All right. So let's pull up. What up, Jeff? How you doing? Another Cali. A lot of Cali. Some Florida. Cali and Florida representing. East Coast, West Coast. Love it. All right, so let me pull up something for you guys real quick. We're going to do a quick. Oh, I thought I already had it. Where did it go? Let me see something. I'll find it again for you guys. Ooh, okay. Give me a second. U.S. cities are going broke. Yeah, I don't know about that. Sunshine representing St. Louis. I got to put that up on the screen. Survive and Thrive representing New York. All right, give me a second. I want to find something that I had for you guys set up. And right now I don't see it. So give me just a moment here. Hold on. You guys still see me? Yeah, we're good. Okay, let me go up in here real quick. We're gonna do basically a Google search. Okay, for those of you guys that are like saying the DoorDash is dead, you don't like the tiers, this, that, like all these things that are relevant to you, right? show you something real quick here. Because I think some of us, and this isn't going to be news. This isn't going to be brand new for most of you guys, okay? However, oh wow, where did it go? There it is. Is that it? Oh no, where's my screen? Hold on, guys, give me a second. Why did it do that? Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and present this to you guys real quick. I want to show you how easy it is to let's go window. Okay, I'm learning. Hold up. Give me a second. Did that pop up? Let me see. There we go. The idiot figured it out. Let me get back in here if I can. Okay. Let me get that off the screen and let me pull that right there. Let me just take myself off the screen and we'll go back into here. Okay. Delivery apps for catering. When you do that search, it's going to pop up things that are going to be localized. Okay. You're going to get a lot of stuff. Look, applications. So what we see here, we see Easy Cater, a lot of stuff here. Okay. Delivered, Postmates. I don't even know why that's there. Zifty, Relish, Deliver That. Deliver That's what I'm on, right? Omar, appreciate that. Shout out from Colorado. Thank you for the 5. Let's just click on this Zifty real quick because I've heard about this. Okay. So let's click on it. We're going to go to the website and there's going to be 20 different places that might pop up for you. Okay. If you scroll at the bottom, this is where you're going to find this at certain sites because this is a website for them. Like if somebody wants to order something or a business wants to get information or just their general information. Drivers, deliver for us. So let's click on that and see what pops up. Okay. So it tells you right off the bat, contractor positions, because we're independent. These are the states that Zifty's in, not in my state. So obviously I'm not going to be looking at this app. But let's see, somebody said they were from Orlando. We had Florida, we had Tampa in here. Let's go to Tampa. If I click on Tampa, oh, there's more. Okay, hold up. Let me see. Okay, hold up. Ooh, I thought I saw St. Louis. I didn't. Okay. You know what? Let's go. Let's do Indianapolis. Okay, let's see. There it is. Indianapolis Catering Delivery. Sounds good. Here are the requirements. Must own or purchase a large insulated delivery bag. Most of you guys should have that. Really easy. Dress code is the dress pants. Listen, if you can't follow dress code, you're not doing the right work. Okay, you can't be delivering in your chancletas and your little bonnet and your pajamas. No. You gotta look presentable. Okay. Must have daytime availability because obviously the caterings are going to be during the day. So if you're a nighttime person or a weekend person, catering's probably not going to be for you in most markets, right? A reliable car with valid insurance. Sorry, no scooters, bikes, or motorcycles. Yep, you're going to have to give them that information. 21 or older. A valid driver's license. Good driving record. You're going to have to get a driving record. A great customer service-oriented attitude. Okay? So those are the requirements. Look, sign up for Indianapolis. Let's click on it and see what we do here. Catering delivery driver, Indianapolis, contractor, Zifty. Apply to position. Catering delivery drivers needed, earn an average of 28 per delivery. That's not bad, right? Let's apply to position. See what we got here. This is what we need to be doing, guys. If we're struggling out here, I always say let's look for opportunities. We're going to put in our info, all that stuff. I'm not going to do that with you guys right now. And get that off the screen. But that's what we're looking at here. Okay, it's not that. Oh, hold up. Let me remove. There we go. We have to start doing what UDM did a year and a half ago and was talking about it on his channel, right? When things aren't good, when the apps are oversaturated, when the pay isn't good, when you're running into issues, when you don't like the tier programs, what are the other opportunities out there for us? I'm lucky to be in St. Louis. Had DoorDash app. I adapted last year. I'm okay with it. I mix in Instacart. Maybe I do a curry. Now I have pre-scheduled deliver that. My day, my earnings are pretty stable, but anything can happen. So if you're somebody out there that's struggling with DoorDash specifically or Uber or the on demand, because we'll be using that word on demand tonight versus pre-scheduled, okay, with UDM. If you're somebody struggling with the on demand and you don't like it or you're just done with it, you're done with the low base pay, the issues, having to do, some of you guys might be doing 20 deliveries to get to $100 or 15 deliveries or 10 or whatever it is for you. And you're like doing a lot of work, dealing with a lot of pickup drop off for $100. Whereas on the catering side, it might be My average right now is like $34. So that's 3 things that I have to do in order to get to $100. On Instacart, the average order I do is about 25 to 30. So that's 3 to 4. So we have to start looking at the opportunities that are in front of us. Use that phone that we always have in our hand. Make connections with the merchants you do business with. If you've gotten to know them a little bit, hey, do you guys have catering? Do you guys do catering? Do you do third party? Do you do it in-house? If I've talked about this too, here's my number. Like, if you know them, you can't just walk into a place and say, hey, can I do your catering? But as you know, who's the decision maker in that building? These are the kind of things that I believe we have to do to set ourselves apart and not be impacted by all the people saying, DoorDash is dead, I'm not making money. What is the plan? We can't, as content creators and as drivers, just say, I'm waving a white flag, I'm not making money. You know, we have to figure it out. We have to. That's on us. Matt Dash, what's up, brother? Let me see say hi in the chat, see what you guys got going on. And answer the poll. It's 200 votes. Let me take a look. Are you on the Deliver That app? 21% of you say yes, 79% say no. So most of you guys aren't on that particular app. Are you on a catering app? Let us know in the chat. All right, let's read some comments real quick. My problem is I can't do many apps because Uber owns them but won't let me deliver for them. And any other apps are full or dead like Deliver, says Nick. Okay. Kevin, UDM does have a buttload of apps. Yeah, let's overcrowd the catering apps and complain there isn't order on there also. Love it. All right. We got some negativity already, but I'm not in the mood for that tonight. So you can stay. I'm not going to block you. I love my chancleta, says. I know that there'll be a few Hispanics that know what. You guys know what a chancleta is? Ceci does. Oh, I love it. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Princess and Sarah, hello. You were gifted a membership. You are a channel member for this next month. So thank you. Somebody gifted that to you. Actually, I did. This guy again, says Bobby. Look at Bobby without the blue branch. Good gal, how you doing? Appreciate you being a channel member. Darren, what's up? Team Scorpio in the house. I have no more bank failures this week. I don't know what that means. DoorDash is not dead, says Scorpio. I don't think it's dead for me, but many are saying that it is. Man, I got beat down with this. Yeah, listen, man. My grandmother, you already know. Ryan says approved for Deliver That, but small town. Got invited to their video conference during this week. Yeah, I'm sure UDM, I'm going to bring that up. He was a part of that on, I think it was Thursday? No, Tuesday or Wednesday. Because Thursday, I had it was this week, middle of the week. So yeah, I saw some of that. It was really, really, really good. We have some dinosaurs in the chat. Kevin, what's up, bro? Yeah, everybody's welcome here. I started the process. Okay, that's what's up. So that's the thing, man. Use what you have in front of you. Use the tools that you have, whether it's the relationships you build, other drivers, ask questions, do a Google search of things. See what is in your marketplace. We might be talking about apps now that are in cities and growing. There might be something that's starting right now in your marketplace you're not even aware of. But if you seek out that information and you get into the process in the beginning, it could be lucrative for you. My man Hector's in here. Hector don't really like DoorDash. He saw changes in his market. He's publicly said on his channel, I'll share his story, right? He's here, he can vouch. He has said, I've seen him a couple times say, rideshare is one of the best decisions I've made in my life. Like verbatim, he's literally said that. Because of the connections he's made, private clients, the money, he likes it. He likes meeting people. He was reluctant to do rideshare maybe several months back or maybe last year. Now he does it. That's how he starts his day. And he filters in some Uber and some DoorDash, I believe, right? So we have to also sometimes, like Hector did, be willing to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, right? Me, super comfortable with DoorDash. Was comfortable with rideshare and UberEats. Instacart, I didn't love the app at first. I signed up. I worked it a little bit. Then I learned. I saw what I liked, what I didn't like. Now I have it, and I turn it on when I think there might be some good orders, and maybe I'll do something. 1 week I might make $500 at Instacart. 1 week, like last week, I think I only made $52. And the week before that, I think it was $91, right? Because I've been doing Deliver That. Mostly I'm giving that at my time. But the catering, I was always like, man, I don't know. I'm making good money. Why do I want to add another app? And really the reason I added it wasn't because my market sucks. I wanted to make some new content. I wanted to try something new. You get bored with DoorDash. You get bored with the pickup drop. I was like, I want a little bit of a challenge. Let me see if I can get on this app. Got on real quick. And I like it. I like starting my day with something pre-scheduled. Since I've been on the app, I'm going into my 3rd week. So it's been 2 weeks. I have had an order every day besides one. I'm not counting the weekends. I haven't seen anything on the weekend. And actually something went off yesterday, but I heard the chime, but didn't even see anything. But I'm not worried about the weekends. I don't work the weekends anyway. My point is, this has been a good app for me so far. I've started my day off every day except one. I think it was last Monday. I didn't get anything. I had Tuesday. Several days now I've had double route runs and it worked out. Everything's my experience has been good. But I was reluctant because why add another tool to my tool belt if I don't really feel like I want to carry more weight? Because I like the tools I got. I can fix everything in my house with those tools. Why add another tool? Why buy another tool? Why invest my time into another tool? Right? But I'm happy I did it. Sometimes, you got to get out of that comfort zone a little bit in order to possibly fill in the gaps of some of the earnings that you're losing, right? Let me click this button. Hold on. Okay. I haven't made money on Instacart for over a year, Gigal, but on Friday I did a double for 26, 10 miles, 7 item shop. There you go. There you go. Marty says, at no matter gig come mom, St. Louis doesn't really have Grubhub, so it would be hard for him. Yeah, I tried to sign up. They declined me because of some old ticket I had that wasn't even relevant. No, it was weird. But this was like 2.5 years ago when I signed up. And I was like, not meant to be. Not meant to be. Not meant to be. But I know Ceci's a Grubhub queen, so. Yes, Roy, what up? I do, man. Yes, my first week on Deliver That was a world apart from Curry. I don't like the Curry app. I publicly made videos and I think the Curry app is really bad in St. Louis. I think my experience with Curry has been not good. It's not a good earnings app for me. That's for sure. So I'm gonna hang out in the chat with you guys. UDM is scheduled to come on at 9:30, so we just got about 7.5, 8 minutes. Whenever he arrives, we'll bring him on, and we got some. Maybe we got some questions. I want to pick his brain a little bit. I want him to share kind of his experience. I also got one main question that I think is going to be really impactful for you guys, and I'm curious to see how he's going to answer that. So I'm glad you're doing good, man. What up, Thomas? Been on a waiting list for Instacart for a year now in Cedar Rapids, Michigan. That's Michigan, right? Yeah, that's such a long time. I'll say this. I've been really lucky. Rideshare with Uber, I got on immediately. And then I did rideshare, and then I added the UberEats option. And I got on Postmates really easy. This is pandemic times, though. But I was actually rideshare before the pandemic. The pandemic happened just a couple of months later. And then I got on the DoorDash right when the pandemic happened. I was furloughed. Then I signed up for DoorDash. I think they sent me my bag in like 30 minutes, and I was on the road. That's how fast it was. And then I signed up for Instacart. That didn't take long. Curry took like 9 to 10 or 11 months, but that's a different app. And then Delivered That was very quick as well. Oh, we have our special guest. I'm gonna bring him on now. I'll wait till 9:30. UDM, how you doing, brother?
What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up?
Appreciate you being in the building, man, and sharing your time with us. I know you're busy. So everybody give a little flex or a broccoli emoji in the chat for our man UDM, okay?
Broccoli or mangoes or strawberries or vegetables or fruits, okay?
Listen, I gotta say, those tacos, the Brussels sprouts tacos, those look good, man. I'd eat that. That looked really good. Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you this, man. When I looked at first, when I heard Brussels sprout tacos, I was like, bro, you overdoing it.
That's super fancy. That's super fancy. Yeah.
Then when I saw it, I was just like, I eat this. Let me see what it tastes like. When I took a bite into it, the little bit of sweetness with the flip, man, it had the salt and man, I can't even explain it, bro. That thing just woo.
Oh, that looked good. That looked good. But you're not going to get that at your local, like every little local joint. That's that's probably like a nicer place, kind of, You're not going to get that at your local like bodega store or your Applebee's or something like that. But
yeah.
So listen, man, I just want to say thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. And even the audience, thanks for allowing Pedro to I ain't see no haters. I ain't seen no man.
We
Bump you to him. I ain't seen none of that going on.
we good. I think we're a little past that stage, but so I wanted to have you on because you and I have talked a couple times off camera about delivered that and some things and catering and things like that. And I was reluctant when I started the process a year and a half ago or so, and I was like, I didn't sign up because I was like, I don't really need it. I don't want to take the test. I was basically being lazy, right? And I know you had been talking about it for a while. So first, I got to give you your flowers, man. I think you were definitely ahead of the curve on that. And I think you got some pushback from others and maybe even myself when you were talking about it. But now people are really starting to see what you were talking about and utilizing those pre-scheduled, filling in their earnings and having some success. Now, not everybody will have a great experience with the apps that we talk about, but that's but I got to say, man, I got to give you that round of applause because I think that we're starting to see the fruits of those labors now in the gig economy with our viewers and subscribers. And I've had an excellent experience with the app so far. Like it's been really, really good, right? For me, you never know what to expect, but it's been an A, man. It's been real good. So just want to say that first.
I saw your YouTube short today where you said about getting out of the trial tier to now the regular catering tier. I'm like, he moving on up.
Yeah, I'm moving on up. Well, you know what's funny is I wanted to bring that up because when I went in, there's a lot in that email. There's links and there's the DAP portal and there's a lot that I'm learning. And I haven't read everything, but I'm piece by piece, I'm starting to learn the app a little bit. As I have a question, I'll just go to it and reference it. But it looks like there's like a preferred badge you can have and there's a test. And I went to go take it and I said, nah, I ain't ready. I don't want to take it yet because one of the first things I saw was it said, have you done 25 deliveries? And then have you been on the app for 30 days? And I don't match either of those. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wait till I get to that point so I can click yes on both. And then I'll take the test. I'll have the DAP pulled up on another browser and we'll be good to go. But I was happy to get that email because you just get one of the level up. So
I'm glad that you got that email because I never got that email.
Well, see, they must like me a little bit more. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is, man. Or maybe it's because your channel's bigger than mine.
No, I don't think that's it. I'm
just throwing shots to those that feel like, content creators get treatment, preferred treatment because we are content creators in the space and just promoting an app, man. So it's just a friendly jab. Don't get mad. No, I love it. Not you. I'm talking about the people that are viewing.
Yeah. So share with us your time with this past week. Obviously, you were there with the team. You sat at the table. I mean, that's amazing. Just tell us about a little bit of your experience with that. I know you got some content coming out. We'll save that for your channel. But how was this week for you just being able to spend time with that team, sit at the table and answer questions about that app?
Well, even before sitting at the table, right, I was on the phone. Okay. I was on the phone with these individuals. And I say these individuals, they're really like my brothers right now because I just found out we're all April borns.
Okay.
From the CEO to Ben that does the podcast to Christian, we're all April borns. Different zodiac signs, but we're all April borns, right? And here's the thing. I've been in conversations with these men. I've heard a lot of things, some things I could not share. Right. And still even more things I cannot share. So me knowing or having access to information that cannot be shared, I have to do my best to put it out there as best as I can for those that are willing to listen. And if you're willing to listen, even if you're stubborn, I say, you know what, just try it. If it's not working, then okay, cool. But there's more that I know that's coming, and it may take some time to come, right? But there's a lot that was unpacked, man, on that trip that I learned about that. And someone somewhere may try to say something to the effect of, I'm a shill, right? We've heard that so many times, right? I'm a company man. Or whatever. The thing is just I have access to information that you may benefit from only if you just, not you, Pedro, but
Yeah.
anyone that's just being very stubborn at the moment. You may benefit from this only if you just listen. Just listen. I know you're set in your ways. I know you can do things on your own, but just listen. I'm not trying to make you do what I want you to do. Just listen to me. Just hear me out
Yeah.
and just apply what I'm saying. If it doesn't work, then it absolutely doesn't work. But just apply what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
anyway, Pedro, I kind of rambled on a little bit right there, but
You're good,
the
man.
thing is, this past week has been a freaking eye-opening week. Things that I did not even knew was down the pipeline, nothing, right?
Yeah.
And I know many people will say it's difficult to grab an offer. It's difficult, right? But then I
It
look at
is.
it
That's my only thing with the app is that sometimes, but there
now.
has to be a reason for that, why they have it, and it's not on like a timer like some of the other apps, I would imagine.
Now I look at a channel like yours, and I'm like, I know Pedro is in a great market, but if Pedro, one of the last ones to sign up to this, and I could only imagine what you're doing, bro. I could only
Bro,
imagine what you're
bro,
doing.
bro. I was walking the dog today. I got one for tomorrow. I was
Okay.
walking the dog. I hadn't had anything yet, and it went off. And I grabbed. I was listening to some music. I got my phone. I'm like trying to get it like real quick, and I got it. But yeah, it was. I'm one of the last of the Mohicans with the DoorDash app coming to the catering side, but it's been good.
Now I know some people will be like, "Oh, it's because Pedro is in a great market." Maybe that's a factor. I'm not gonna just shoot that down. Maybe that's a factor, right? But at the same time, too, I know people in my market that are grabbing catering orders on the same platform that many other people are complaining about in other markets. Now, I also understand that it's not every market that is super busy as mine, but I really want to put things into perspective. They said my market is a tier 1 market, which means we have if you worried about bots, we have a whole lot of that. If you
Oh,
worried
really?
about immigrants, we got a whole lot of that. All
Yeah.
right. If you worried about oversaturation, we got a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people here are just driving, man.
Yeah.
They don't even want to go back to the regular W2. So I'm saying, if they can make it, why can't you? The only difference between them and you, in my opinion, is the work they're putting in to get to what they're trying to get to versus what you're doing. And I don't know what you're doing, but I know I started where you were and now I'm where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't complain. I understood every argument about the tip pool, and I understand it. But then there was even more information released about the tip pool. It is set by Easy Cater, not by Deliver That.
And doesn't and what I see when I see an offer, and even on the DAP, it tells you you're eligible, not verbatim, you're eligible for the tip share because it's an Easy Cater order, correct? Because
Yes,
if it's not, the pay is different and you're not eligible. Is that accurate?
that's accurate.
Right. And everyone that I've done so far has been Easy Cater. I've seen that verbiage in the information of it. And then I tend to look at what I've noticed. I'll look at the subtotal amount. If subtotal's a lot, the commission seems to be a little higher, but not that much. And if the mileage is a lot more, they give you a mileage bump. But like the tip pool thing hasn't really been a factor for me in a negative way, because like the one I got tomorrow is like $170 worth of stuff. So that's not a lot, right? I think it only becomes a factor for some when you're dealing with $500, $600, $700 orders or $1,000 plus, and you're having to do more work, and you feel like you're like, man, they might have left like a $200 tip, but I only got $35. And I think some people feel some type of way about that.
There was a story of me doing over $3,000 worth of total wine on DoorDash, and I
Mhm.
received a payout of $42. I remember when I did that video, a lot of people felt my pain, but then there were a select few that were giving me sugar honey iced tea because I'm complaining about $42. I got $42.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, do y'all don't even know half of the work I had to do.
yeah,
So I understand when a person say, I don't want to share my tips to do all of this work. So I
Yeah.
said, okay, let me throw this other thing out there.
Yeah.
Take a smaller order that you feel is worth being paid $30 for.
Yeah.
$300 worth of food, you want 10%, $30,
Yeah.
right? Instead of looking for the big payouts. And I realized some people were not listening to me. I kept telling them, don't treat Deliver That like DoorDash. You're looking at item
Yeah.
count, you're looking at the dollar amount, the subtotal, you're looking at all these things. No, don't do that. And
Very.
the majority of orders are smaller than the larger ones. So listen, I didn't really want to be a guest tonight to chastise your audience.
Well, good
you know,
job. I mean,
I'm trying to and like help them see what I've been trying to tell for the
yeah.
last almost 2 years. May
Yeah.
9th will be 2 years.
So that's when you first was started with Deliver That was May 9th. So, wow. So
May
I didn't
9th.
realize it was that long ago. I thought it was like a year and a half, but time flies, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Let me ask you. So, a couple when we talked offline, there was a couple words that you kind of used, and I was like, we hear about on demand, which is basically DoorDash, Uber, and then you have
Yeah.
these pre-scheduling, and the pre-scheduling thing is basically what you got then for a day or 2 days away, and you can plan your day around that, and
Yeah.
it's probably going to be something that's going to pay you between, we'll just say $30. That seems to be, it might be 28, it could be 32, 34, maybe it's a little bit more, but $30 is about what I'm seeing, and I think that's fair for most markets. But do you think that the way that DoorDash is running their business with their merchants, and then with the programs, and Uber having issues, and Instacart, Grubhub, order volume down? I mean, is what you're thinking is that the catering is going to be where the future is going to go? Because these Easy Cater and these other companies, I think Olo, like they're going to be getting some of these large orders that DoorDash used to facilitate. So is that kind of like, you were in the beginning stage, but are we going to continue? Do you think we're going to continue to see that trend go up in the catering field for earnings?
Most definitely. I'll tell you like this.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll tell you like this, all right? And I want everybody to listen to what I'm saying, right? I know that we're on Pedro's channel, but Pedro's handing off the mic to me really quick. Pay attention, okay? I need y'all to understand that 2 years ago, let's just even go 4 years ago, since we're in 2024, right? Let's, for the sake of the video, I don't know, I don't want to mess up your video, but let's just call it the pandemic.
Yeah.
Rona, right?
Yeah.
Rona hit, right?
Rolling.
Rona hit, and a lot of people got scared, right? A lot of things happened. Restaurants had to make decisions to be able to get money coming in, and they don't even need that much staff to knock out these bigger paying orders, right? Like they needed to make sure that they can keep their business open.
Yeah.
How? Opening up catering. A lot of people order catering, large orders. You would think for 1 second that it would come from regular customers at home, right? Having a Super Bowl party, a basketball playoffs party, or whatever, right? You would think, right? This is coming from businesses.
Yeah.
More and more businesses are tired of using the, what was it called on DoorDash? Like the group purchases. What was it called?
I
Like
don't know.
if I ordered
Oh,
DoorDash and you ordered DoorDash, we're in the same. Go ahead.
yeah. Like, you're talking about if I go on the DoorDash app, like was it was it a group option or something? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like all of us that worked in the same office
Yeah.
can order our own order, but then it could be a group order.
Group order. That is an option. I don't know what it's called. Let me look it up as you're going though.
And maybe somebody in the chat knows the name of it as well. But
Yeah.
these doctors' offices, guess what? A lot of them were getting the same types of dashes that people complain about. They're rude. They are probably inappropriately dressed. They're stealing the food. Like, all of this stuff is going on with Dashers as well as Uber Eats drivers and Grubhub drivers as well. Okay.
Yeah.
These are the big three on demand. So since I was out in the catering world, doing the catering deliveries, I was beginning to hear a lot of these complaints from the customer, from the restaurant.
It's called group order.
Group order.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Now, DoorDash was tapping into the large order program, right?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
thing. Like, hey, you know what? We'll deliver your large orders. I knew Grubhub back in 2018 was delivering to businesses down in downtown Miami, and they called it Grubhub for Work. And I'm like, why is this such a thing? Then they turned Grubhub for Work into XL orders. So I would say I got ahead of the curve knowing that businesses wanted these large orders delivered to their locations for their staff to eat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Grubhub for Work goes away. It becomes Grubhub XL orders. I see DoorDash is okay, DoorDash Drive, DoorDash LOP.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on deliver that. I'm all I get is B2B. Majority of what I get is B2B. Let me take that all I get back. Right.
Yeah.
Majority of what I get is B2B. And every now and then on some holiday, I get some delivery to a home.
Yeah.
Let me put this out there to the fam, letting them know that this is growing. I need people to know that this is growing. The more catering orders are growing, the more drivers that are. Every time I go into a restaurant, they ask me things like, "Is this a DoorDash? No. Is this a Uber Eats? No. Is this a
Yeah.
Grubhub? No."
Yeah.
And then they just leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm waiting for them to get to the number on the list that I can say yes, but they can't. They never get to that number. So I'm like, okay. What people don't know is there's a sector for catering deliveries, and I kept it on the hush for 2 years, man.
Yeah.
3 years. I kept it on the hush because before deliver that, I was doing delivered.
Yeah. I remember watching a video of yours or two, or maybe it was a live, and you referenced an app, but you weren't going to give it away, and you got a little hate, like you got a little pushback from people, like you got to tell us. And was that the delivered app?
That was the delivered app. I called delivered app. I called it the green and white app.
The green and white, yeah.
Just
remember that.
Just before I continue here, I just want to read 2020. You want to put it on the screen?
I can't find it. Hold on.
1042.
Paraphrasing?
Yeah. Paraphrasing UDM, doctors' offices will now tip like on DoorDash and Uber Eats that you can make out big on catering apps. Yeah. You know, when you say tipping like DoorDash and Uber Eats, I don't know what that means. What do you think that means, Pedro?
I think this. Let us know in the chat if I'm wrong here, if we're off, but maybe like tipping like lower for higher amounts. So like I've done a lot of what I know is a pharmaceutical rep ordering for a hospital or a nurse or a vet, or I've done most of my deliver that's have been going to some kind of like medical facility to nurses or doctors, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a pharmaceutical rep ordering it for them, and this is what they do to get business and good relationships. And like I think what he's saying is, if the subtotal is $300, they might only tip 5 or 10%, or like a low amount. Because on DoorDash and Uber Eats, that percentage sometimes can be low. Maybe I'm off. But he's saying you could still make the overall pay will still be good, because that company or the Easy Cater's kind of taking care of you, because the base pay is not $2, right? So while the tip might be less, you're still making some decent cash flow, as I would call it.
I mean, and at the same time, 5% of
$300,000
$1,000
is
$1,000 worth of food that could fit in your vehicle, right?
That's $50. It's $50, so yeah.
That's 5%, right?
Yeah.
Versus picking up $1,000 worth of food with a $2 base pay, and it may pay $50 on DoorDash. I don't know. I've never really experienced that type of stuff. But anyway, let me just circle back in here, okay? Yeah. I've been watching and had access to hearing restaurants complain about on-demand drivers. I've heard customers complain about on-demand drivers.
Yeah.
I've seen some customers that I used to deliver for, like maybe like more DoorDash and Uber Eats. They are now ordering on the catering side of things, and like, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. Okay, you guys just order catering now? Like, yeah, it's way easier. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I know every market is different, but this is how I got all the knowledge that I have, right? I've been paying attention and asking and speaking to my customers that I'm delivering to, just to see how do they feel about this, how do they feel about that. And the last thing I'll say, man, then I'll hand the microphone right back to you,
Mhm.
is I began realizing that restaurants, I used to get the side eye from drivers waiting on their food, but they see I got this large order, and the large order is taking over the time that they're waiting on their order.
Mm.
It's like, why is this guy getting priority over me? He came in with a cart and some bags, but I've been standing here for like the last 15 minutes.
And you're referencing like a fellow gig worker that's doing.
A fellow gig worker, but I'm doing the catering app and
Yeah.
they doing the on demand.
Well,
Okay.
let me answer that, because I used to work in restaurants. So, and what I'm noticing is, even when I get to these places, there's only been one time when I had to wait for the catering, because when you're running a restaurant and you got to order. Okay, if you're running a restaurant and the pickup times, as a driver, I got to be there at 11 UDM, right? 11 a.m. is my pickup time. Those restaurant people are getting there. If they've got a full slate of a day, and let's say they open their restaurant at 10:30 or 11, they're getting there at 6 a.m. The KM's getting at 6 a.m. They're setting up. They got their prep list. They got 2-3 cooks coming in. All right, we got to get this order pumped out, y'all, before we even open up our regular doors. So that 11 a.m. pickup is like done before 11 o'clock. For most, in their mind, they got to be 30 minutes ahead. So like, I get that people might be like, oh, here's this guy with this cart and a hat on. He's like, he's got these catering bags. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes for this taco order that's only paying me $8, and he's coming out with 4 bags. What's going on here? That's because the restaurants, they can't fall behind on those big orders. They got to get them out the way so they can get to the regular business. And most of the time, I would imagine most of us that are doing catering, we're picking up these orders either before places open or right about when they're open, or they've only been open for a little bit. So they got to get that. They got to take care of them orders. Plus, they got to take care of them first, because those things got to be delivered on time. That's big business. They got to make sure those customers feel good about that transaction, right? So an order that's $300 worth of food is way more of a priority than somebody that just called in an order that's worth $30. Like, that $30 order is going to wait. That 300 is, as a restaurant manager, is way more important than that dasher with the $8 McDonald's or $8 taco run. You know what I mean?
Especially if it's a high priority client.
And I've gotten some of those, yeah. So that means, I would imagine, you tell me, that has to mean somebody that orders at a good frequency.
Or it could mean something like, hey, we have a client that would like to order from, let's just use, I don't know, whatever contracts that they may have with these places. But let's just say, let me give an example. There's a lot of Amazon deliveries down here. Okay. A lot of them. Okay. So imagine, let's just, hypothetically speaking, Amazon have multiple locations in South Florida, and we would like to sign a contract with you to make sure all our facilities are fed whenever we place the order. That is like, whoa, that's Amazon. They got like maybe 100 locations here. Okay, we got to make sure that this person get their food on time and yada yada. Doesn't matter if it's location A or location Z. Got to make sure that, because they bringing in the big bucks. So it could be that as well. Or I've also had an experience where it's the owner's friend, or the owner of the restaurant, the owner's daughter, or stuff like that. It could be that as well.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We got some people in the chat saying like, well, why are you guys talking about this? We're going to oversaturate it. And we've heard that before with other apps, and that happens. Maybe we're talking about Spark 2 years ago, and now there's a lot more Spark people. But I don't know how much of the audience of the gig world that UDM and I both touch. Like, we don't touch enough to oversaturate it in that level. Plus, I think companies catering, like, they're not just gonna, like, I wouldn't imagine they're not going to oversaturate their markets in the way DoorDash and Uber does, because they want to be a little more selective. And also, not everybody can just get on deliver that. There's more of a process than DoorDash. So, you know, when people say that we're going to oversaturate it and things like that, how do you feel about that? What do you think? Is that accurate or not accurate?
I understand why they feel that way. I would say the feeling is valid.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say that, okay, I understand why you feel that way, and you have good reason for feeling that way. You know, oversaturation is a real thing, but unless you're in a market that deals with oversaturation, you may brush it off like it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
And notice how I said here we deal with just about anything. We got all kind of stuff going on here, man. You know, I could only imagine what the Spark drivers are dealing with here, with all the crap that was going on with Spark a while ago,
Yeah.
right? So we, I'm just a person. It's not just about optimism. It's just about, if I want it, I go get it, and however I gotta get it, that's how I'm gonna get it. You
Yeah.
know, so I don't let anything get in my way of, shoot, man. I I won't even be the one to say, yeah, oversaturation is the reason why I can't make money in my market. No.
I don't believe that either. I have empathy and understand why somebody would say that and feel that based on what they're seeing optically in their market, certain patterns. They're not seeing an order volume. You know, they walk into a McDonald's and there's like 10 drivers waiting. It's like, damn, I would never have seen that last year, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. But to your point and what I was talking about in the beginning before you came on, like, we have to start thinking, even if we aren't independent contractors, and that's a really loose term, right? Or whatever we are, okay? We have to start thinking we can still think independently in the way that we move and how we set our day up and what apps we look out for, what resources we use. Like, we still control that. I'm a big believer in that, right? So when I hear people worried about or thinking about their money and this and that, like, I still believe that we have a lot more control over that than we give ourselves credit for.
Yeah.
And some of us, you know, in this community and in your community that as well, like, they might have went back to a W-2, or they use DoorDash or a catering app or Uber or rideshare as a stopgap between something. So, like, that's good too. Like, we have to figure out, like, where do I get the money? There's money out here.
Yeah.
Even with the economy being what it is, people still eat. Like, people will spend their last dollar on something. Businesses have budgets. And even if it's less sometimes, they still have a budget. They still got people coming in. They got clients. They got this. They want to reward their staff with pizza parties. That stuff is still a thing, right? So I personally don't worry about the saturation issue, but I understand why some would. I get it.
Yeah. Most definitely. And I work less, fish more.
Yeah. Thanks for the super chats, guys. Gig Gal says you got 5 coming your way and $4.99 to me, so I'm gonna have to get your Cash App, bro. Or your PayPal.
Nah, man, it's all gravy, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for supporting Pedro's channel.
Yeah, no,
You know, I guess when you in my chat, if you wish to donate.
There you go.
Hey, bro. Hey, it is what it is. No Cash App needed, bro.
Yeah, I want to say something. I want to get your opinion on something, because I pulled up the DoorDash app because you referenced the group ordering, which is the thing there. And there's also, they have a tab on the consumer side that says catering. Okay. And I click on that catering option. I've never clicked on it before. They got packages, catering, all kinds. So the only thing that I see is Insomnia cookies. I see Steak and Shake, and I see sauce on the side. So in my St. Louis market, if I want to do catering as a consumer, right? Hold on, I have 3 options.
That's it?
Look, I'm doing it live with you guys. So Insomnia cookies, I know that spot. Steak and Shake, everybody know. Steak and Shake. And then sauce on the side, which is a local calzone kind of joint. That's the only option a DoorDash customer has right now in St. Louis. Isn't that why? I would have expected there would have been more than that. That's interesting to me.
But why though?
You answer that. That's why I brought it up. I think I think you have more of a pulse on that reasoning than I do. So I want
Okay.
you as to why you think that is.
Okay. Well, all right. So with restaurants that I've dealt with and the restaurant relationships I've built over the years, right? Um, I've heard more and more over time how bad of an experience it is dealing with an on-demand app that's doing a catering order
Yeah.
versus a catering app that's doing a catering order. They prefer to give that order to a catering app, right? Because one situation in particular, I have heard. Well, actually, I'll give you two separate stories, two separate apps, so one doesn't feel left out. All right, so this restaurant told me that they're tired of DoorDash drivers. They're showing up on scooters to pick up like $1,500 worth of food.
That's crazy. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not knocking the hustle, but that's
Yeah,
a little.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But on the other side too, when they do take the order, they got to come back because they didn't do the additional trying to find a customer type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the level of service that a catering delivery driver offers through a catering app, they're not getting that same thing from a DoorDash driver. It's like drop and go, drop and go. Like I
Yeah.
ain't got time for all this
Well, because
extra
DoorDash
stuff.
doesn't even tell you. They don't really. The expectation level's lower, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, on the other side, from the catering side of things, people are obviously they're making more money, so they're a bit more professional. Don't get me wrong, there have been instances where catering orders have been stolen. Okay. All right.
That's surprising to me. I'm a little surprised, but maybe I don't know. That's interesting.
I've heard these stories from the restaurants themselves. Okay.
Wow.
So the thing is, there's just a way that DoorDash drivers present themselves, and I'm speaking specifically about DoorDash. There's certain ways that DoorDash drivers present themselves that just about everyone look at the DoorDash experience from the restaurant's perspective that I've spoken to. It's like, man, nah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of catering orders coming in. Do we even really want a DoorDash driver to do a catering order?
Yeah.
No. Can they do the $100 orders? Maybe like that's not a catering order, that's a large order, right?
Yeah.
They can do the smaller ones, but like the 1,000 plus or the couple hundred, like nah. We rather go through a catering app. That's what I'm hearing
Yeah.
from restaurants, the merchants that we're picking up from that have DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub drivers in their lobby.
Well, and I would imagine the decision makers at these catering companies are aware of that, so they're probably reaching out, trying to sell that app to those merchants, right? Hey, I can do this for you. I can do this, to get them on that platform to get that business. So I would imagine they're trying to fill that void that some merchants feel DoorDash is left behind based on the experience, Because we know. I mean, in this community, if you're watching these channels and you're in the chats, you're a better level DoorDash driver. Let's just not. But we all go out there and we see sometimes these DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub drivers, man, they got their chancletas on, their pajamas. They looking crazy. They smell like cigarettes because they've been smoking in their car all day. And that's not a look that you want to have for walking into a business, walking into a lawyer's office, a doctor's office. Like you
Right.
just don't want that, right? So I get why the companies and the merchants would want a different experience for the customer because they're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes they're doing a favor for their friend. I've delivered thousands of dollars worth of food to some. I guess the owner had a really good relationship with this other owner of another type of business, and he provided the food for this friend's event. And I heard him on the phone. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you. I got you on the other side or whatever. So it's a lot of that type of stuff going on too. But I'm reading the chat here, and I see.
What do you want me to put up?
There's there's nothing that I really see that I know 2020 got a lot. He's been putting he or she, I don't even know.
20 always has a lot to say, so I wouldn't worry about that.
So, well, there was something that he put. Um,
Not addressing what's the real issue. Let's put it up again. If you guys have some questions, if you want to take some questions in a similar style that you did this week, if you're up for it, I mean, I could put some questions up for if you guys have some. I don't have the answers. I'm new at this with these catering. I mean, I'm new to the apps. I'm not new to the process. I know how catering works and banquets. I've managed that stuff, but I definitely, if UDM has some a little time, we can answer some if you guys have some relative questions.
all right. So 2020 has this question here. UDM ain't at all saying how catering companies pay more. Can you put that up?
Oh, I got you right there. Yep.
All right, just more service for same pay. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the example of someone that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Now,
Yeah.
let me explain before you come at my neck. 2020. Let me explain.
He'll be good. He'll be fine.
Okay, now listen. Just more service for same pay. More service doing what? What have you seen Pedro do that's more service in his video
Not yet.
showing that
Listen.
he's been doing catering orders and he's getting paid
Yeah.
30 plus for the same type of order he would do on a DoorDash?
Yeah. You know what's interesting before you continue, because I've had 2 or 3 where they were kind of big, and I had to set it up, and it took me maybe 10 minutes. But most of the other ones, they don't want set up. They refuse set up. I can't set it up because I don't have access, or they have their own cart. And I say, well, I would love to set this up for you. I can do this for you. And they refuse, like, no, I have to take it up. Or so, and I let the deliver that team know. I put it in the notes. So most of my delivery runs, I'm not having to do this grandiose setup and put balloons up and like so far, that's not been my experience. But I understand why somebody would be like, well, you got to do the sternos and you got to set this up. I mean, I haven't done that once yet, not an extensive one. So if I have to do one or a couple of those a month, like, to me, that's not a big deal.
Now, I love that you're saying that, Pedro. And I think you signed up for delivered.
Yes, and they told me that I signed up last Saturday. Thanks. Was it Cray Cray? And yeah, Cray Cray. Thank you, Pedro and UDN, for the 5. Yeah, I signed up, and immediately it told me, not looking for drivers in your area. We'll let you know if something opens up. And that was last Saturday. I haven't heard anything yet. So.
Okay. So I really want to touch on this, right? So since I am in a tier 1 market, that means order volume is high. Okay, the demand is high. There's a lot going on down here in South Florida, right? But when I see a customer, let's say I chose to deliver to a customer that I had to, let's just say a pickup location that always wants me to set up and with the sternos and yada yada yada. You know what I do? I ain't got time for all that, bro. I ain't taking none of your orders no more. I got to make sure I show my hands. I'm putting my hands up. If I don't want to do that, I just don't take it.
Yeah.
Right. And if I had a bad experience I remember there was a location where I had the elevator was busted and the place I had to go to was on the 2nd floor and they ordered a lot of food. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I was like, yo, I ain't got time for this. So I never take that customer again. So I have blacklisted restaurants and customers that I don't want to go to.
Same way we do on DoorDash. Same.
That's exactly what my point is.
On Friday, I picked up from a joint, and it's downtown Laclede's Landing. Ebony, thanks for the $4.99. I'll read this first. I'm new to deliver that, and I've only done a couple of orders. Is it normal for a newbie to see orders a day ahead? ? I thought newbies only see same day orders. And go ahead and answer that for Ebony, please, UDM.
All right, so there's different tiers. You have the trial tier, you have the same day tier, you have the catering tier, you have the preferred tier, and you have the elite tier. As a trial driver, I could only imagine what they may give you access to. I could only imagine.
I was seeing all kinds of stuff the first 2 weeks. Yeah. It was
now when you're in the catering tier, it's it's normal to see orders a day ahead. Yeah, it's normal. the same day tier, you see orders of the same day. Like if I place the order in Pedro's Market at 12 p.m. and I want it delivered by 5 p.m. and if Pedro is the same day driver, Pedro is going to see that the same exact day, right? And same day drivers have priorities over the other tiers because of the same day situations.
That's the pool they're in.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's how the app is treating that particular person, what they're sending them.
right. So I don't know what those permissions are or what what comes
Yeah.
with or how it works, but I could only imagine, well, if I'm an elite driver and I see orders 48 hours in advance, why
Yeah.
would I have priority over a same day driver that see that an order just showed up today? Let them get it first
Yeah.
because of their tier.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't want it, then maybe I see it next. You
Yeah.
see what I mean? I
Yeah.
could see them setting up the priorities in that form of fashion because this is a new tier that they created,
Yeah.
same day tier. And sometimes the other tiers just aren't available in markets, depending on maybe demand or everything else is filled up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen my experience. I'll just talk to my experience. I saw one order that was 2 days out, which was kind of weird. From other people I heard, I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. Maybe it was just like a glitch or so. I have no idea. It was weird. Everything else I've seen, with the exception of 2 offers, I've seen 2 things that were same day, but I was only able to grab one of them. The other one, I saw the date, but it went away. And everything else has just been 1 day out, where it's basically like, today I saw something, it's for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'll probably see 1 or 2 in the morning. That's my experience so far. That would be for that also same day, but or the next day. And then maybe in the afternoon a couple times at like 11 or 12 or like between 2 and 3, I'll see something for the next day. So I've noticed like I either see it, I've seen a couple ones that are kind of late at night, like maybe another driver dropped it or something. I see early morning and then I see like late afternoon. And I don't know if there's anything to that. I'm just sharing what I've seen. So like I've seen a lot of different ways that they're sending me things. And now I was just a trial driver. Now it says I'm a catering driver, which is what most drivers are, is what the app kind of tells me. So I don't know if I'll see things different or not. At the end of the day, the only thing I got about deliver that UDM is like when that damn thing goes off, it's like, oh, I got to like get it. I got to get to it quick. So I'm noticing now I'm driving, when I'm in my car, I have like the app just open. Like I have to have the app open. You know what I'm saying? That's the only hiccup for me is that, because I like to look at other things on my phone.
Now,
that's the only thing that I could say, you know what I'm saying? But about my experience. But real quick, I want to reference, you talked about
I'll let you finish. But just put a star on Bubba Sue 74's question about the dress code. I'll address it after you.
Hold on, where's that? Let me see. Bubba.
Right above Ryan Alter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we have the power not to do business with a place. I picked up from a joint that was downtown, and I thought it was a place called Kimchi Guys because the address was Kimchi Guys on the Google. I'm like, oh, I've been there. I get there. They're like, nah, we don't have any catering. And the guy's like, I'm like, oh, I think I'm at the right place. We're verifying a couple of minutes. He goes, oh, you must be for upstairs. So I go upstairs. The catering kitchen was upstairs, like a ghost kitchen kind of. And it took a little while for them to get it ready. But now I know if I see or accept an offer from that address, that I might not want to take it based on the experience I just had. So we still have that luxury of accepting an app and just not accepting the order, and not taking it if it doesn't fit your agenda or if you had a bad experience. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And bro, I am super stoked to see, how when I saw that you moved up, I'm like, yeah, see, it's easy. It's difficult, but it's easy.
If I get up too quick, then people are gonna be like, but that's not my problem, And I know when I take that preferred batch test, I'm gonna pass it. Like it's not, I think sometimes before we get to the dress code question, because that is a really good question. I think sometimes we think we make them out harder than they need to be. Like this is still just food. Yeah. And what I've learned with Deliver That is based on the videos and the town hall y'all did and my experience, communication is super important. So if I'm going to get somewhere and if I'm going to be late, or if they're running that Deliver That hotline chat. And there's been a couple of times I've had 2 there's been 3 or 4 times I've had 2 deliveries, and I kept both of them because I knew the route made sense and delivery drop-off times were an hour apart. And I get that text in the morning from them saying, hey, we see you have 2 routes. Let us know if you have any issues, and before you accept anything else, we got to approve it. And then, I just communicate with them. And they, I had a first call with them on Friday because I got to one drop-off, and the girl did not want it to be, she brought her own cart to my car in the parking lot and wanted me to deliver it to her on the cart. So I called, delivered that while I was waiting for her to meet me. And they delivered that, said, just make a note of it. I'll make a note of it. Thanks for communicating with us. That's fine if that's what she wants. Because I was like, damn, I don't want to take a picture of this because I've been told pictures are important. And I'm in the parking lot with the food. I felt like, damn, if somebody sees that, does that look like a bad drop off? So what I've learned is that you just got to communicate with that, with deliver that. And I think that if you communicate, and I know myself, I can do that. And I know I'm always going to look the part. I'm not going to deliver that on my chancletas and my slippers, right? So, if you just do that, and the merchants, every place I've walked into, another little tip that this goes to any app, every person I've had an interaction with, I tell them my name. And what's your name? If it's a manager, hey, I'm Pedro. You're probably going to see me around. I'm new to this app. Hey, what's your name? What do you do here? Those are the things you could do to separate yourself to get to maybe a higher tier within the app that you're working, right? Whether it's DoorDash or Deliver That. So anyways, There's things you can do to separate yourself. Have a cart. UDM talks about that. Deliver That talks about that. It's a good thing. A business sees you rolling a cart. It's better than me trying to carry 5 bags and, walk out like that. There's things you can do to separate yourself as just a driver overall. But let's get into the dress code a little bit, because I think that's a question that a lot of people ask.
Okay, so I want everybody to just take a look at the store on ideliverthat.com, right? They sell polos, they sell t-shirts, they sell all these different things. I know what videos you have seen. They even sell jackets or I forgot the name of them, but it's like they zip up almost like a turtleneck, right? They got different type fleeces or whatever it's called, right? I want you to understand the reason why, and I've heard this from them, okay? I'm just repeating what they have told me.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why the dress code, let's not even call it a dress code.
I'm going to pull something up for you real quick. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's not even call it a dress code. This is in place to protect you from them complaining about how you were dressed. It's a suggestion. It's recommended that you wear what they say wear.
Yeah.
This stuff that's on their website, right? I understand what you see in these graphics. Well, he removed it, but I understand that.
Yeah.
This style makes you look professional.
Yeah.
Instead of coming in there, listen, I've heard complaints about somebody in my market wearing tank tops, basketball shorts, and slides with socks, trying to deliver catering orders. Okay. Yeah. I've heard those complaints. The dress code, I don't want to call it a dress code. It's just in place for you it's recommended to protect you. That's it. Yeah. From any restaurant complaining about you.
You might get, or you might have a $500 order from a pharmaceutical rep. The pharmaceutical rep's there, and she's like, oh, well, Pedro's and I walk in with sandals, basketball shorts, and a tank top because it's hot out. And she that might not be the look that she expected. And she's got this $500 order for a doctor she's trying to sell pharmaceutical drugs for. And that's could be a bad, for her, she might feel some type of way about that, right? So you just, you want to just look presentable. You don't want to even have that as a question, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm trying to read the chat as well as make sure I answer as many questions as I can. but while giving people an understanding. But I also know in this gig space, there's some people that may tune out the important information and only pick and choose certain things from
Yeah.
what is being said.
Yeah.
But it's not DT. You really have to be concerned. Oh, you moved
Oh,
it.
sorry. I want to read this one, but I'll pull the other one.
Okay, no, go ahead.
I think what he was saying was it's not DT you have to be concerned about. It's the person you're dropping off to. Hold up. There it is. I got it. That one.
Or picking up for.
Or picking up for. Yeah, that too.
A lot of people, if you're dropping off to someone's home, they care a little bit less than about how you're dressed versus dropping off. Pedro, have you delivered to a conference?
No.
They're in the middle of a meeting?
I have delivered in the middle of the meeting. That was on Friday. I walked in and there was the scenario. Basically, the girl took me and said, "Yeah, they're in a meeting, but you can come in." So I was just quiet and it's like, "Where do you want me to put it?" And there was a guy on a Zoom call and there was another person in that room with him. And they just didn't want me to put it on the table they were at. There was kind of a little table where the sink was behind it. It was like 8 bags. I put it there, took a picture and left. And it didn't say a word. I didn't, because they were in a meeting. So I've done.
Now let's say Mr. Pedro came in there with a whole lot of nothing on, right? And there's a professional meeting going on, and there's somebody on the screen seeing this driver in the background that looks like, I don't even want to call no names, just look like don't belong in there. Everybody else got suit and tie or nice professional dress code. Can you imagine what would be on the thoughts or the minds of the people in the room and on that television?
Yep.
It's just recommended. Pedro, let me just say this, bro. The dress code, you should be professional as possible.
Well, we're all adults. We're all adults, so we should be stepping out the house being,
but at the same time,
we're working. We're not going to the park with our kids. Like, we're actually making money, right? So we should be looking a certain way when you're about your money. That's how I look at
it. That is 100%, man. But at the same time, I feel people look for any excuse to not do what they're supposed to do or the right things to do, and when they're looking for a certain level of some results, right?
Yeah.
They're looking for certain things. They have to play the part, right? They have to do what they got to do, but don't look for any excuse on why not wear a polo shirt or whatever, right? It's gonna make you look better than wearing a t-shirt, whatever. Okay?
I want you to read that gig out. Read that real quick, because that's funny.
I brought a pair of pants on a hot day to out over my shorts, so I look professional. I guess to put over my short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just understand. All right, look, Pedro, I got a lot up in this brain of mine, man, and my brain is moving faster than my mouth is. Listen, okay, look, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't take nothing away from what I'm saying, forget the conversation about the catering apps, right? You don't want to do catering apps, whatever the tips or whatever. Okay, all right, I get you.
No, this live is intended for people that are saying DoorDash earnings are down. I'm not making money. Maybe this is an opportunity for you. That's really what I wanted you guys to get out of it. Is that fair, UDM, to say?
That is fair, because it aligns right with what I'm about to say next.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard time and time again, people have said, or I would say the older folks, right? They would say, you got to crawl before you can walk, right? What's wrong with building relationships, professional relationships with these restaurants that you may not even have to use a catering app to service them anymore? If you're walking in there dressed like a bum, excuse me, okay? If you walk in there dressing inappropriately, they probably won't even want to have a conversation with you if you had a thought of servicing this restaurant on your own versus going through a catering app.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. There's opportunities as long as you see it. If you can't see it, you will complain about all the rules that are in place, which the catering app is a stepping stone, just like you have said these apps are like
Yeah,
stepping stones, brother.
I believe that.
I now have three separate restaurant relationships because of the amount of catering orders I've delivered for these specific locations. Guess what? I have personal contact, personal numbers. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, awesome.
I'm pretty sure I should not have to say much more than that. If
Yeah,
I decide I want to service them on my own and no longer go through the middleman, I can become the direct if I wish to, but I set myself up for that. And all I'm saying is use what you can, but you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, it will not work.
nope.
So don't look at, oh my gosh, I got to pay for the MVR. Oh my gosh, I got to wear a dress code. Oh my gosh, I got to this, I got to that. I'm sorry, Pedro, but this is how I feel. I'm just letting it out. You see,
No,
you
no, no.
speaking your truth, I speak in mine right now.
I saw the question about MVR, and I've even seen that question in some of my comments. Listen, don't go full rant, Pedro, because then people are going to be going, only I can do that. Only I can be crazy. You got to be the measured one, okay? You got to be measured, UDM.
Yeah, okay.
You got to be measured.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
But I want to get your opinion on the MVR because people are asking me about it in the comments, and even in the comments in the live chat. Like, why do I got to pay? I got to pay. Why do I got to pay? Like, and I'm thinking, I haven't answered any of those questions because when I signed up, I remember the MVR thing, but I don't remember. Maybe I clicked on something and I had to pay. It's not clear to me. But when I was doing it, I didn't think it was a big deal because I didn't think it like I felt like it was just part of the process. You know what I'm saying? But like, what do you say to somebody that is reluctant or worried about spending a dollar amount to get onto an app? What do you say to that?
You're investing in an opportunity, and you don't know how this will go. And I understand it's a risk, but you
Yeah,
gotta take risks in life. If you're gonna be running this gig life as a business, then you gotta be ready to spend some money or even lose out on some money.
yeah,
Right? You may take an upside down order, $2 going 15 miles, but what will be the benefit? Raising your acceptance rate?
Oh, hold on. Pause. We can't be doing $2.15 now, UDM. What are you talking about here?
I know people that would
I know to get the AR up,
to
and
get
maybe
the AR up.
15 miles is they're dropping off to where they live, so they had to drive it anyway.
Maybe
right?
That's what it is.
You know, or whatever reason. Yeah.
I hope that's what it is.
Hope that's what it is. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's all about how you look at it.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it like, oh man, I gotta pay for this because they want my money, that's already the wrong way of looking at it. If you're trying to gain another opportunity, then look at it as an investment. You're just investing in another option. That's
Yeah.
it. And if
Yeah.
it doesn't work, then
Yeah.
I don't know. At that point, I'm not trying to give financial advice, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah. I a lot of the people in the chat $8. I saw somebody say 16. I saw somebody in the comments say 30. I don't know why that would be different. It could be dependent upon your state you're in. I have no idea. Maybe
I could only imagine. Yeah. Because like I'll never forget, man, when I paid for my hotel, I'm like, what's all these damn taxes?
You only got oh, you're in Florida. That's right.
Yeah.
Florida, you guys got no state tax.
No.
Listen, you would hate to come to St. Louis. You know what I got in St. Louis? We got the state. I have city tax.
Yeah.
In some places at UDM, my city tax ranges between like 8% and 12%. So that means if I go to a grocery store or a burger joint in the city, I'm going to spend, like, let's say just 10% more on that burger than if I went to the same location, but it was in the county.
I'm telling you, boy.
Crazy. It's
I'm
crazy.
telling you. They
That,
said Casper made a great point. What Casper said?
let me see. I can't find it.
I'm looking too. Some people crying about paying for MVR.
Oh,
Right.
there it is.
Okay. Same people crying about paying for a MVR are the same with $1,000 iPhone.
Oh, listen, Casper, that might be, you know what? That might be the comment of the night so far. And you know why, Casper? You got UDM cracking up, which is good. But what I'm laughing at is, and spend $20 a day at Starbucks and eat all the meals at McDonald's. He's not lying. He is not lying at all. He is not lying.
Yo, my point exactly.
Yeah.
Priorities are jacked up.
What you do with your money, man. Like, a lot of people, I get times are tough, but like the same people, sometimes the people that are complaining about, man, I'm making less money, they start the day off with a Starbucks. They got 5 Red Bulls. They're not packing the lunch. They're eating at McDonald's every day they work. Come on, what you spending $40 in the hole every day, and you haven't even bought gas. That's the issue is your spending habits, not that DoorDash base pays $2. That's not the real issue. But people don't like when I say that. But it's, you know, it is what it is.
It's the truth, man.
It's the truth. People,
it's the truth.
It's the truth, man. It's 100% the truth.
Mm.
What else? Is there anything else about? This is a question I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
And if you don't feel comfortable sharing it and you want to do it on your channel, you got different, please, you know, just tell me to shut up. You were ahead of the catering versus most other content creators, right? And I've looked at some videos, you know, now that I've made some Deliver That videos, the algorithm shows me, well, damn, well, Carson Crib made a video last year. GigTube talked about it 2 years ago, but like you were the one that I saw, right?
Yeah.
Most of us probably saw. So you were ahead of the curve in that. Let me ask you this. What do you think's coming in the food delivery or gig space? What opportunities does UDM think is going to be popping in 2025, 2026? Like, are there things that you're seeing and hearing that might be coming?
All right. So I remember doing the live stream saying that the golden age is just getting started.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember people were like, man, this dude don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
But the way I'm looking at it is in 2024, I'm making more than I did back in 2020. Now I understand that some people were making really good money in 2020. And for the reasons that they were making the money was because people were afraid to come out. Right. But now in 2024, people are okay with going out and I'm making more. Now, people will say, oh, it's because you're elite. No, not necessarily it's because I'm elite. Don't look at that. It's because I've gained access to a platform that have access to or have these larger orders that pay a lot better.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I knew about these platforms back when the pandemic hit, right? I did sign up, but I never finished my signing up. So I didn't know what the potential was back then. So the way I'm looking at it is if people stop complaining and get with these apps and really build a name for themselves, they don't even have to be an elite driver in 2025, 2026. Let's just call it 2030. 2030, I see more and more people wanting, or I should say businesses, wanting a service, delivery service that they will probably pay top dollar for because they're
even outside of the food space.
Even
right?
outside of the food space. And why I say that is because they're so accustomed to paying these high fees and they will fight no tip, no trip down after paying $1 million in fees. And you don't want to leave a tip. So you're accustomed to paying high fees. So this is like second nature. They're accustomed to paying these high fees, high amounts for small deliveries. They are now conditioned, fam. Everybody that's listening, they're conditioned to come out of their pockets more. The rich will stay rich, the poor will stay poor. You can't give a broke person $1 million and expect them not to want to go and splurge that million unless they got some kind of financial sense. They broke today, you give them $1 million today, they broke tomorrow because they're gonna spend it all.
Mm.
Look on YouTube about the stories. How many people won the Mega Million and then broke the next day or whatever?
Basketball players, football players, hockey players, they get that money that's gone in 5 years.
Exactly.
They don't have financial literacy. Yeah.
I'm looking at it by 2030. A lot of things are going to change in the gig space. And I don't think that DoorDash is going to give up or give in, because DoorDash, they buy their bread. They not going to just let these catering apps come in and just take all them things away from them. Right?
DoorDash to me is like, okay, baseball, the Yankees, right? Big team, been around, they got a lot of money, they spend a lot of money. That's DoorDash. Deliver that might be like Tampa Bay Rays, smaller team, haven't been around, but they're running a better operation. They're drafting good. They're looking at their business model different. But Tampa Bay might be coming up and getting some wins, but DoorDash is the Yankees. They're going to buy their way into other fields and other things. So when people talk about DoorDash is dead, it might be down now. They ain't going anywhere. That's how I look at it. So you just have to figure out what opportunities you want to do, what games you want to play or not play. But we have to be out here thinking about, I'm asking 2026, UDM's in 2030, y'all. UDM's already plugged into 2030, right? So how do we figure out what's coming up? What business, what are people looking to get convenience out of? Somebody in the chat mentioned the roadside assistance, battery charging thing. There's a lot of guys and gals making good money, their own business, and they've got a roadside assistance where they're going to change a tire for you, do a battery charge. They're going to get your keys out of your car. Like, that's a gig for people, right? Like, and that's something that a lot of us don't even really do. But that could be an opportunity for some of y'all that are handy, to want to invest a little bit of money into a battery charger and this and that. There's people making $1,000 days doing that. So we got to be thinking about, like UDM's on 20. He's already at 2030, y'all.
Yo, I love these conversations, Pedro, and I get excited, bro. Now, Nomadic GigiCon mom says something. Whose fault about financial literacy? You see that? They don't teach that in school.
No. Yeah. All
right. So check this out, right? They don't teach it in school, but there was something that was created over 20 years ago that gave us access to all of this information. And it's called the internet.
Or Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's a good book. I don't know if you've read that.
Rich Dad Poor Dad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's.
But even with Rich Dad Poor Dad, there were some things that were still left out. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is there's a lot of information out there. The reason why I can't completely blame it on schools is because I'm 38. I'm still young to a lot of y'all, right? I'm still young, but I have a lot more knowledge than a lot of people my age. Why? Because I'm searching. I don't have all the answers. I don't. But I am eager to find as much as I can. I have a lot going on in this brain of mine that I could sit and talk with anybody. And my grandfather taught me to learn as much as I can about everything. I cannot blame the government for holding this information back from me, because they gave it. I have access to all of this information online. I just need to know where to look. If I don't know where to look, all I got to do is just put myself in the right places, meet with the right people, have conversations with the right people. Like right now, look at what I'm doing. I'm saying this to you, and I'm pretty sure half of y'all probably still won't go online to try to find any new information that you're looking for. Reading is fundamental. Reading articles, looking at what's going on. figuring out how the stock market works. Why are these things looking? What's all these things? All these different meanings. Look at the stories of people that go to jail, don't know how to read, but then they teach themselves how to read a dictionary. Come out, know how to speak way better than you.
I mean, we used to have a library. I'm just a couple. I'm 4 years older than you, but like I'd go to the library in high school before like the internet was a thing, but it wasn't like we didn't have access to a computer in my home. Like, so I had to go to the library to do my research. If I was writing a paper on Gandhi, and I remember I wrote a paper on Gandhi, I had to go to the library, get the 20 books that were on Gandhi. And I had to read the books or get the clip notes or, you know, so now to your point, everything now is much easier. We got the internet. You're a quick Google search away, a quick chat room away from getting knowledge and information to possibly better your situation. And we got to start taking that personal responsibility and stop looking at a company or the government. I've said this many times, to try to help our situation. We have to be responsible for our money, man. Like, you know, and I know you believe in that. I believe in that. Like, and we got to have that hustler mentality and not be so worried and so down about this, that, or the other. Like, we as hustlers can control a lot more than we believe we can. And I believe if you think you can't, then you can't. If that's how you think, then you're done. Don't just give up, stop watching, unsubscribe. Like, if that's where you're at right now, I respect it. When you get that power back for yourself, then you can come back and watch us, right? But like, if you already think that you can't, then you're right.
You're right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, really good comments in the chat tonight. UDM, do you have anything else you want to share? Anything you got coming up on the channel you want to plug and talk about?
All right. Well, I want everybody to be successful in their own way, right? It doesn't take. All right. I try to tell people that it's all about what you want out of life, right? If you want to position yourself, if you want to be a billionaire, how do you learn how to make $1 billion? From the neighborhood thousandaire? Or you find a mentor and you follow them and you try to get a seat and talk to them. And how did they make $1 billion? You may have to study their moves. You may have to attend their seminars if they have them. You would have to learn how they do things. But these questions would only come up as if the only times these questions will come up for you is if you study them, right? You can't go to I don't want to say these names. I say it off air, but you can't go to you can't get advice from the wrong people expecting them to teach you how to do what they can't do.
Listen, if you want to lose weight, if you're listening to somebody that's 250 pounds, you're not going to lose weight. Let's just, right? Like you have the right sources to achieve the things you're trying to achieve.
Bro, you saying that, I saw this personal trainer got people in the parking lot telling them, hey, do this, do that. He not doing it. He about this wide. He's so wide you can't even see it on the camera.
That's my point. And you can't take financial advice from somebody that don't have any money. You know, like you can't do that. It doesn't work like that, you know.
But to wrap up what I was trying to say, right? Look, many people believe that let me just take that. Let me rewind. Listen, fam, if you want it bad enough, you will go ahead and try to figure out everything you need to do to get to where you're trying to go. It may take too many of us looking for overnight success. We can't have overnight success. You got to do some homework, your due diligence, right? You gotta, it's not just going to come to you overnight. You got to learn a lot of things. And I'm still learning and I'm still trying to find out more and more about. Let me just throw this out there. What is money? Can you answer that, Pedro?
For me?
What is money? When I ask you that question.
Yeah.
What is money?
Like personally?
Yeah. How would you respond to that? What is money?
Money to me is freedom.
Okay. No, But let's just say I understand freedom, right? I understand. I'm trying to keep the question simple. But what
Yeah.
is money when you talk about something you can? Uh-oh.
No, we're good. I think you just went away first. We're
When
okay.
you talk about something you can spend, what is money? Give
I
me something tangible that you think money is.
Money to me is paper that you acquire things with at the easiest level. That's all it is to me.
Okay. Well, if that's money, before there was a paper that you can make purchases with, what was money before?
Coins, gold. It was you would trade your time. You might barter something for somebody.
Okay.
You need this for that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So let's just keep it simple. If money or gold coins were used back in the times of the kings, the medieval times, right? Then the value of gold keeps rising, right? So is it the notes that we use to in exchange for goods, or is it the gold that we got to invest in to set up ourselves for our retirement and our future
Yeah.
that we can't see?
Yeah.
You see what I
Wait,
mean?
isn't 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 it true that there's only so much money in the world as there is gold? Isn't that a thing? Have you heard that before?
I've heard that before,
I
but
don't know who that is now, but I feel like that was at some point um, that had to equal. I've heard that. I just don't know the story behind it, but
now,
the
now
gold,
look, now
yeah,
look, 2020, we on the same
yeah,
page. You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Money,
Not,
currency is not money. Currency is paper.
but guess how I found that out? I educated myself. So no matter what it is, it could be gig related. It could be you trying to make $1 million. You could be trying to be the next billionaire. You got to educate yourself on how to get to that point. If you want to be the next movie star, you got to educate yourself on how to get to that point. Many people try to fly out west to Cali, Hollywood. Hey, this is one of the steps you got to do. You just got to go out. Oh, you just got to go out west, and then you just got to maybe do an act on the street, whatever,
Go out west,
whatever.
become a 49er, get that gold out the rocks. Like, yeah, it's definitely shifted. But these guys are saying it was a gold standard ended in the 70s. I knew it was something at some point in this country. I just didn't know when it stopped. I think now money isn't even paper necessarily. It's Bitcoin, it's credit cards, it's debt. It's so many different things now than it wasn't before. But yeah.
So shout out to 2020. This is the last thing I'll say. Shout out to 2020. The thing is, just because just because I'm a gig worker or a gig tuber,
Mhm.
don't think for 1 second that I'm not on your level if that's what you feel your level is. And don't think for 1 second that I can't have these conversations with you
Yeah.
because I have given myself access to these things as well that I do not discuss online. So, um, Pedro,
Oh, listen, that's a whole nother live stream. See,
that's
I'm in
a whole nother live stream, bro.
because I think the gig space for me and your channel and others, we talk about that heavily, and that's what we do. We have some passion behind it, right? We want to show people the way or whatever, or entertain them. But like at the end of the day, it's like for me, I look at it as a backdrop of a bigger picture,
Right.
right? Trying to just either motivate people, give people knowledge, make them not feel alone in their car. Like the DoorDash and the deliver that is the backdrop, man. That's just what gets people in. But I think when
Yep.
people stay for guys like you, they're staying for UDM, right? They're gonna watch the video because UDM's giving you some stuff, and there's more behind just the catering and the setup. Like, there's more there. And I always like those conversations. I think they're more impactful because I think that can actually help us more just as a people because now we're thinking on a different level. It's not just about the $2 base pay and being angry or the deliver that I got tomorrow. Like, why are we doing those things? Like, what is the next thing after that? Like, what's the purpose behind signing up for a catering app? What's the purpose behind not doing DoorDash anymore? There has to be a reason, right? And those conversations to me are always just better. I like those more. So
Well, tomorrow I'll be dropping a video of my vlog um touching down in Ohio and meeting the team at Deliver That. There's going to also be another video after that showing things and getting their explanations on a lot of things, that a lot of questions that I've been asked, and I try to get them at deliver that in their space to answer it, right? Even, and it's not just Christian, right? I've asked everybody that I can talk to. You know what I'm saying? So just understand that there is a video coming tomorrow with a ride along of me just hanging with the Deliver That team. You're gonna see some things. You're probably gonna hear some things, and I am happy that I will be giving you access to behind the scenes instead of you going there for yourself and try to figure it out. I don't know if they'll allow you in, but
Yeah.
still, I'm glad that I will be dropping this video tomorrow to show some things that you may not even understand about the company and how they roll, right?
No.
Um,
And
and
what time's that going to happen?
that one I'll be dropping in the morning time.
Yeah.
Um, I maybe a little bit later.
Yeah.
Just depends. I want to say no later than 12. It's already edited. It's already uploaded. I do have to create the thumbnail for it, and that's all that's really missing. It's just I'm trying to give as many people that want access to this as soon as they wake up, because they're subscribed to a million channels. I don't want them to lose out on that, right? So
Yeah.
um I may release it, or make it go public at 12, so people on the West Coast could wake up and they have enough time to watch it as well. So
Yeah.
maybe the chat should tell me what time I should drop it. What
Yeah.
time?
What time y'all want to see it? Yeah. And I'll say this: I've done my week. I did a whole week of Deliver That content, and it was fun
Mhm.
doing it. But like now, I'm not gonna be doing it that way, because if I'm just, when I do my ride-alongs or my videos, I'll incorporate things that I think are necessary. If it's something new, like I'm just gonna continue. I'll share my experience, but I'm not gonna keep doing all just Deliver That or just DoorDash. But if something pops up on my channel, you guys can expect me just to give you my experience with the app, whether it's good, bad, whatever. Um, I got one order tomorrow. It's going to be really easy. I might film that. I might not. Probably won't actually, but definitely, yeah. So Slim Pippin says 7:21 in the morning. Gig Gal says she wants that shit right now. Dog Chapman says 2 a.m. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Listen, ain't nobody watching at 2 for real. You got to drop it at an appropriate time,
Yeah.
No, man. Hey, I really appreciate you coming on tonight and dropping some knowledge. And I wanted to give you the flowers, man, because you were ahead of the curve on that. And I think now it's like, okay, let's just continue to talk about opportunities that are out there. And what works for me in St. Louis might not work for UDM in Florida. UDM in Florida, his DoorDash account, it's different than mine in St. Louis. It just is, right?
Yeah.
But Deliver That's working for you, and the other apps and your off apps and the relationships you build are working for you. So for the audience, it's about what can you guys do to separate yourself from your marketplace on whatever app you're working. And if you're not making money, you got to do something different. You got to try something different. It doesn't mean it's going to work. I don't want y'all thinking like your experience on Deliver That's going to be like mine. Mine's been really good so far. My experience on Curry has been trash, right? But somebody else might say, I love Curry. So you have to go out there and figure out what app is going to pop off in your marketplace, because the on-demand delivery apps, for a lot of you guys are telling me and UDM, it just ain't happening. So what's the next wave, right? What's the next wave that you guys can ride? So
Can I just say one last thing,
yeah,
brother?
go ahead.
All right. No two markets are equal, right? There's
Right.
certain things that are great about one market versus the other, right? Now, some markets, even if the apps exist in that market, doesn't mean it's a great market, or you can make the kind of money that a great market would make. But what I try to tell people is, hey, if you've never ran a business before and you want to get your footing on just learning how to start, like business 101, doing your own taxes and keeping track of your earnings and your miles and all that stuff. If you want to just get started, gig work is a really good place to start, right? But sometimes if the demand is not there in your market, you could look at what's available in your market. Like for instance, if you live in a town where there's a lot of farmers, why not create a delivery system or delivery service to get the seeds from town for the farmers to plant? Or why not offer a service. If you have a tractor trailer or tractor or whatever, and why not offer to make hay if you know how to do that? Like, you could do all of these things in these small towns, but you got to look and pay attention to what the town needs. The service you could provide may not be DoorDash, because you may have a lot of miles to drive. But what if it could be even shoveling snow? I don't know. Like, people used to walk around with their lawnmowers and cutting people grass on the go. You know,
I did that when I was a kid, man. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like, just you got to pay attention to what's around you. In Miami, there's a lot of things around me that I don't even see being serviced. Okay. Now, if at any point I want to drop gig work, I know for a fact where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do to try to get some money. But delivery,
open, man, to what's around you in your place. And that's you got to be willing to follow the money if you have to.
Now, I know the gig. Now, I know the gig work is easy. This is the end of it. I know the gig work is easy, but at some point you may have to make a decision for yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Versus just being a worker for them. If you're full-time, you may have to make a decision for yourself, a hard decision for yourself, versus being a worker for them. Nothing wrong with having a W-2. If a W-2 is what you want, you go get that. But all I'm saying is, sometimes you got to think for yourself, because that's the better decision based on whatever your situation is. And you cannot be a worker for them. So get them brain juices flowing, make them attachments, and, you know what I'm saying, get them thoughts going. Sit with like-minded people so y'all could get something going and get that money. You got to get you that bag. We got families to take care of. We got stuff we got to do. We can't rely on them like they want us to. Look at what's going on in New York City. Come on, man. Like, we got to get this bag, fam. That's all I got.
I love that.
Thank you, Pedro, for having me online tonight, man.
Good time. It was a good
My wife would probably be upset at you right now because Sundays I don't do lives, but I'm gonna just tell you right now, if I got any problems, I'm getting the ticket to your city, bro.
listen, just tell her. You gotta make something up. I don't know. You can throw me. Shout out to Miss UDM. For real. Hey, I appreciate you. I'm glad, honestly, bro, I'm glad we're in this spot that we're in, that we can help the community together versus being divisive. I'm really, really happy about that. And I appreciate the knowledge you bring to the community, to myself, with the deliver that stuff and so really super appreciate you, man, for coming on tonight, spending that Sunday night with us, and definitely looking forward to checking out that video tomorrow, brother. Thank you, man.
Hey, look out for it, man. So y'all have a blessed night, and I hear my wife calling me without hearing her voice.
Get.
All right, bro. Have a good night, bro.
Thank you. All right, everybody say bye to UDM. Dropping some knowledge on us, man. Really good conversation. We could probably talk all night like that. We're talking about things that we do. We like to help. It is what it is. I think we got some questions answered tonight, and that's a good thing. Put the broccolis in the chat. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Johnny Nika, appreciate the super sticker for 99 cents, man. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate all the super chats today. Maybe the new subscribers that came in. We got some new channel members tonight as well. Appreciate that. Good conversation. So I got one on the books for tomorrow. And then what else? What's coming up this week? I don't know. I'm just going to make some videos. I mean, it is what it is. I like to share my day with you guys and all that. If you guys got some questions, I got a little bit of time. If you guys want to, if you guys want to hang out for a little bit in the room, we could do that. We got Roy in here. He's mad because we're talking about gig work. We got some good people in here right now. So, hold on one second. Wait a minute. Definitely go check out UDM's channel tomorrow morning, because he's going to be dropping that video behind the scenes. So I'll definitely be tuning into that as I'm doing my work. Yeah, Thomas, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'll just put some comments up. What do you guys got going on? Great show. Jody, thank you very much. Ricky with the broccoli emojis. Thomas, absolutely. Let's order some White Castle, man. Listen, good gal. I had Chipotle today, and that shit was good. Let me tell y'all about my late lunch, early dinner, man. I went to Chipotle. Chipotle is expensive, but it is what it is. I got me a rice bowl with some chicken, some queso. I got a little bit of pico, a little bit of corn, heavy black beans, little cheese, little bit of lettuce because they be putting too much lettuce on there. Sour cream on the side, and then I got that vinaigrette they use. Ooh. That was good. So I'm not going to ruin the good meal I had with some trash White Castle tonight. Oh, man. Let's see what we got. At the back. Yeah, back to back. Last night's live was lit. I have last night's live on channel members only. That's the first time I've ever done that. Okay. I did it for a reason. I don't need to explain the reason, but maybe I will. No, I don't need to. But yeah, if you want to become a channel member, you can go check out that video. It's for channel members only. That's how good it was. I put that shit on pay-per-view, as some would say. All right. So if you were here live to witness that, you got some fire, you got some good stuff, you got some info, you got some some facts, a history lesson, opinions. Silicone, appreciate that. So I put it on channel members only. I've never done that before. I don't know if I'm going to do that. These Sunday lives, I'll probably never do that. These are just for everybody. I don't want to have a paywall to watch this content necessarily. But I did it on last night's live. But if you want to become a channel member, support the channel. If I feel like there's enough of that and there's a need and a want, I'll do separate videos. But someone says Roy don't like it when he ain't the center of attention. I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute and simmer. Is that how you feel? Where's Roy at? Oh shit! Hold on. Let me put it back up. Hold up. White Castle's not trash. Autobahn. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. Pedro eats Beyond Meat. No, I used to. Not anymore. If you know, you know. It wasn't members only. No. The stream was live. But if you want to watch the replay or if you weren't live last night, it's members only. Or Roy said, actually, it goes to my stomach and then through my butt. Well, I don't know what he's talking about. That's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah, it was a good live, man. You know, I feel, you know, this is how I look at certain topics, whether it's gig related or world issues or whatever. Like, I don't like motherfuckers that just sit on a fence and are just like, oh, I want everybody to like me. I want everybody to agree. And, oh, well, this is the agenda, so I got to agree with that. Or, no, this is popular. So I stand, what do the kids say, 10 toes down? I don't give a fuck. I stand 10 toes down in how I feel and my experience and how I look at the world and how I treat people and how I look at whatever. I say what I want to say. It doesn't mean I'm always right or whatever, but like nobody is. I'm going to continue to challenge certain agendas or people's or ideals. If it doesn't align with mine, I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I will always do that. I don't care if I got 1 million subscribers or 1. I will never not be myself. I will never not speak and stand to my truth. And I think there are a lot of people nowadays that are afraid to stand on their truth, stand on business, speak their truth, and really know themselves because they're too concerned about a view, a like, a subscriber, the attention. I want people to like me. Listen, I love y'all, okay? But I don't need you guys to love me. I hope that makes sense. I don't need that. I'm going to leave that up. Roy don't like it when he's that's funny though, a little bit. Rice and beans, eggs, $3, $10 with tip. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, it was a great conversation. It's a great conversation. Oh, look at Will. They would rather argue with you, Pedro, saying you're being disrespectful to people only with 9 toes down. Oh, I know Tim ain't got no filter. Listen, me and Tim, we're in St. Louis, man. We live in a show me state. Our thing here is you got to show me, right? A lot of people talk. Excuse me. A lot of people just talk. I talk, but I'll show motherfuckers as well. Like, we have to stand on what we believe in, man. Roy, I don't know about that, man. Listen. You got some haters. We all got haters. Not everybody loves Roy. I think some people look at Roy like, that motherfucker won't stop talking. He's crazy. He gets angry. He's got that damn American flag behind him. Not everybody loves you, Roy. What are you talking about? When am I going to shave? Man, I haven't. The last time I shaved, I'll tell y'all a quick story. Y'all, there's enough of y'all here. It's not too late yet. I worked at Applebee's. This was like my last go around with them. So what are we? 2018. And we had what was called what we called them back in the day. We'd have like a Applebee's. Somebody from corporate would come on. They do what were they called? They were assessments, AOAs, Applebee's operational assessment. And they'd come in and they'd look at the whole restaurant, the facilities, the outside, the servers, the host, all these categories, the cooks, the cleanliness of your store. They look at your records to make sure everybody had their hepatitis shot records and their this and their that, your training manual books. They'd weigh your steaks, and it was score. And 1,000 it was from 1,000. And we had these metrics where you have to be anything above a 750 was green, and green's what you wanted. After that, it was yellow and then red. If you got a red, you can get fired. Like, big deal. That means you're not running your restaurant right. Most places got yellow, and if you got a green, like even if it was like 800 or above or 850, that meant you ran a really sound operation, right? And sometimes you knew when these things were coming, kind of, and other times you didn't. And you get 2 a year. And I had shorter hair. I had like a fade, but I had a similar beard, actually a little bit more than this in 2018. And I told the staff, because they would talk about my beard or whatever. I said, listen, we get a green on this airway, and I know we will. I'll shave my head. I'll shave my face. It was like a Thursday. We got a green. The team sent me a message. We got green, Pedro. I was like, all right. I went to the store. I didn't have no razors or nothing because I just had clippers. Shaving lotion, balm, razors. I came in the next day. I got clowned all day long. Because without facial hair, I don't look as good, and most men don't. And I look like I'm 12 years old, at least then. And it was great. It took me like about a week to get some hair back to where I had like a little like goatee, 5 o'clock shadow deal. It took about a week to get it back. But I'll never shave my face, man. Nah. Paid with that. Yeah, it was crazy. That's a little story for y'all though. But yeah, get waxed. What are you talking, Kevin? What you talking about? Bikini waxes, bro? Roy got 0.5% hater rate. If Roy's is 0.05%, damn, my hater rate's probably at 10% at least. I got the haters, boy. I love the haters pay the bills. I love y'all, but the haters pay the bills because there's like they always watch. There's somebody watching right now that can't stand me, but they're watching. They got the tidy whities on. They got the cat right next to them. They're eating McDonald's and they're like, "Fuck this guy," but they love me because they watch, man. I love the haters, man. I used to not like them, but you stay enabling Roy. Everybody enables Roy. What about the Lakers? Ooh, yeah, they won. I definitely don't have a double chin. Jody says, I won't shave my mustache either. That's kind of funny. I mean, some women do have mustaches. I mean, it's okay. It's all right. So good live. I don't want to be on here too long. You know, I think this video will stand pretty good. If you guys want to watch yesterday's replay, you got to become a channel member. It's behind a paywall. It's pay-per-view. It's good. It's really, really good. I have a video out for y'all tomorrow. Waiting on my girls to come home. They're not going to be back. They won't be back until Tuesday, man. I got 2 more days of absolute loneliness, man. Oh, I can't wait till they get back. Pedro, why do you shave so much now? I don't know what that means. Nomadic, I know. May 1st, yeah. Cray. I've been trolling Bobby really good. I took away his wrench yesterday. I went into, whose channel was I in? And I timed him out for like 1 second. Whose was it yesterday? I think it was Thunder's or Roy's. I timed him out for 1 second. And I took his wrench away. So I knew he's going to be watching yesterday's live. And he was for probably a long time. And I knew he was going to comment. And he saw no blue. And I know he was like, damn, Pedro got me. For y'all don't know who Bobby is. He's a gig driver out in Louisiana. He has a channel. And me and him just he's like my little brother. I look at Bobby as like my little brother. are like my half step brother. Like my mom married his dad, and he rolled up and he was 10, a little chunky. And I was like, who are you, bro? And I was like older than him. And then now he's like, you know, a man, but I still got to give him shit. He's like my little brother. You know what I'm saying? I know, but he ain't got me back as good as I got him. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I made a little video about him, the piece of guy that was like really big, and Bobby's not that big, and fell down the stairs. Like, I got to get it all out before May 1st because we're on a truce May 1. So now you and Bobby be beefing us. Yeah, listen, man. It's not real beef, man, for real. I've had some real beefs on the internet. I don't have beef with Bobby, man. Not like that. All right, listen. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, y'all. Listen, that's all I got. Y'all have a great Sunday. If you're out driving, be safe. I hope you're making money. If you're going to go out tomorrow, attack your goals. Hopefully, maybe if you're delivering caterings, you got some pre-scheduled, like my man Gigwise Tim in St. Louis. I think he says he's got 4 or 5. I've only got 1, but I'll take it. If you're going to go out, if you're going to have a day off tomorrow, enjoy your day off, man. Enjoy the day. And if you're around a family member right now, and they're in the room or the next room, or they're watching TV in the bedroom and you're on the couch, go tell them you love them and give them a hug. That's all I ask from y'all tonight. I'll see you guys next Sunday.